Who's kicking it in the backyard tonight? That would be Tyler Hughes.
Relaxing.
Yes. You know, I needed a break. If you were watching at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, Kurt had me planting everything over in the backyard garden. I planted peppers, I planted tomatoes, I even planted something called patio corn. So now I think it's time I kick back, take a well-deserved break, right, Scott and Lisa?
Yeah,
Sure, but we're gonna need a forecast.
Yeah,
I might have to do the weather.
Get a break after that.
That's correct. All right. Now, this right here is the cold front awaiting off to our west. You can see the southerly flow as a result of this high pressure. That's what's been keeping us warm and above average in the temperature department the last few days. Anytime there's weather that you need to be concerned about or may just need to change your plans for, we will issue a weather impact alert about it. So we have another weather impact alert from 2 to 9 p.m. tomorrow. The impact will be severe storms that are possible just like today. And so what you need to do is stay weather aware through the day tomorrow. A great way of doing that is downloading our WNEP app. And if you're anywhere in this polygon, what I really need you to do for your safety is to get to an interior room in your home. You want to be away from windows, and you want to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you have a basement, that's the safest place to be. Otherwise, you want to be on the lowest level of your home.
The storms really come into play around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning or so. So don't be surprised if you wake up to maybe a couple rumbles of thunder overnight. Nothing severe, but enough to maybe wake you up for an hour or two as these storms roll through.
Most of those showers and storms, we've now kicked them out off to our south and east. Good evening. I hope you're having a wonderful Independence Day. Let's get right to the live radar. And you can see where some of that heavier rain is. Still a few raindrops sticking around in Carbon and Monroe counties at this hour, but most of us are now drying out just in time for some fireworks. As a matter of fact, take a live look on our camera here in Williamsport. You can see their fireworks celebration is going on strong. But did you guys know today's a national holiday as well? An international holiday.
I heard about this,
afraid to
actually.
ask.
As a matter of fact, you know what it is? It's International Corgi Day. And check out this lovely photo we got from a viewer. Dave G. in Jeddo in Luzerne County sent us this photo of his Corgi cooling off in the kiddie pool today. That was a great strategy. Temperatures today climbed into the upper 80s here in our backyard. Green means wind that's going toward the radar, and red means wind that's going away from the radar. The radar literally has X-ray vision into the storm, and it's looking into it. The brighter the color means the faster the wind is going. And so when you see these red and greens next to each other right over the Summit Hill area, that to me is an indication that this storm could be rotating.
Straight line winds can do a lot of damage. As we saw, that building completely destroyed.
Yes, and I've seen, you know, we saw previously with some of the storms that moved through earlier this summer, roofs blown off of buildings and just by straight line wind gusts. And so even if you receive a severe thunderstorm warning this afternoon and into this evening as well, please take it seriously and do make sure you're indoors and even away from windows until that storm passes through. Very exciting week here in Williamsport. We're kicking off the Little League World Series, and that starts tomorrow with the 2024 Grand Slam Parade. We'll be covering it right here on WNEP, but if you're heading out in person, should be very comfortable. I have a temperature of 75 degrees tomorrow when the parade starts at 5 o'clock. We're not out here tracking heat on radar. Heat isn't, you know, causing damage to your home, but it may surprise you to know that heat is actually the most common weather-related fatality in the United States, and it's not even close. But in the valley right by the airport there, lots of fog. And Andy, actually a lot of times that happens when it rains a lot, the ground is saturated, and then that water evaporates over the course of the night, and you get just a bit of fog in the valleys. That's exactly what we're seeing this morning. Thank you so much for spending some time with us here on Newswatch 16 on your Saturday morning.
Well, we had that heat again today, Tyler. Now we have the storms tonight.
Yes, the heat and humidity all week is thunderstorm fuel, but we needed that cold front that was the remnants of Beryl to spark off all those thunderstorms, and that's what we're seeing this evening. They haven't quite made it into the Wyoming Valley yet, but if you look around me here, you can see there's quite a breeze, maybe some dark clouds on the horizon. Our flag is flapping around in the wind a bit as well, and that means storms are on the way toward northeastern Pennsylvania. Some of us are already getting some severe storms, though. Let's look at some of the weather alerts right now. You can see the yellow shading across much of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. That's a tornado watch that remains in effect until 9 o'clock tonight, but those gold boxes on your screen, those are severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect for the next half hour or so. If we zoom in on some of these yellow boxes here, here, you can see LaPorte, Dushore, Benton, all getting large amounts of lightning, heavy rainfall also with these storms. We saw a report earlier, Kurt and I, with a storm that moved through of 3 inches of rain in just a half an hour. So these storms pack a punch in terms of rainfall, gusty winds as well. This storm moving across I-80 just south of Lock Haven here, 60-mile-per-hour plus wind gusts, and it's the same with this line as well. So earlier, if you saw in the backyard, we had that giant life-size beach ball. We took that beach ball inside as the storms approach, and if you have any large objects outdoors or any outdoor furniture or things like that, and you're in northeastern Pennsylvania where the storms haven't started yet, I would take those in over the next hour or so. This is the line of storms we're tracking now, but this big swirl here, this is the remnants of Beryl that are moving through our area, triggering these storms. And you can see another batch of storms that we're watching very closely, just firing up over south central Pennsylvania, and those will gradually begin to move northeastward over the next few hours. They're working with a lot of heat and humidity, as I mentioned. We're at 85 degrees right now in the backyard at WNEP, 87 in Bloomsburg. A bit cooler where those storms have actually moved through. Rain and lots of rain is a cooling process. It evaporates and that requires heat cooling off the air, but we're working with plenty of humidity as well. Dew points are in the middle to even upper 70s in some places, 77 the dew point in Wellsboro. And so these storms just feed off of the tropical heat and humidity that we're seeing, and that's why we have storms that are seeing some severe characteristics. This evening, storms will end late and lows will only get into the upper 60s. It will be another warm and humid evening. Let's time them out for you here on Future Clouds and Radar. About 8 o'clock. So not too far from now, these storms are in the Wyoming Valley, and we'll be watching these very closely. We'll come on the air if we need to for any tornado warnings, and we'll be watching these very closely as they move through over the course of the next few hours or so. 9:30, 10 o'clock, they're in the Poconos, just moving out of the Wyoming Valley. And then as we head toward 11 o'clock to midnight or so, that's when these storms will finally move out of our area and will be drying out for tomorrow in the morning as well. So Storm Prediction Center has us in this level 2 out of 5, this slight risk for the rest of the evening. We've already seen a few tornado warnings. We could see a few more, so just be sure to stay weather aware. If you download our WNEP app, we'll send you notifications anytime there's severe weather in your area. Again, gusty winds, straight line wind gusts are possible, and flooding possible with the heavy rain with these storms as well. The cold front won't knock our temperatures down too much. You won't notice a ton of relief over the next few days. The good news is, though, you will notice that there's not too much in the way of severe weather. This is our chance for severe weather tonight. Once we get into the day tomorrow, you'll see only the chance of an isolated shower. It'll be another day where it will be hot and humid, but no severe weather. Maybe you can find some time to beat the heat tomorrow and through this weekend at a pool or a beach or a lake somewhere, Scott. So we'll be tracking the storms very closely this evening, but some calmer weather is on the horizon.
All right, going to be a busy next couple of hours, Tyler.
Yep.
Thank you very much.